Hello, this is Michael again from the Painter's Blue Online Blueprint. I This is the second video so far here, and hopefully take care of some of those microphone issues that we had last time. Got this new microphone starting for this new website here, and just want to make sure that we're getting the best audio that we can. So we're going to get right into it. What we're going to talk about a little bit today is setting up a website from scratch. And this is kind of an interesting thing because you can't even get online till you get this part of your business handled. And, so where do you start? First off, what I have to say is that you got two roads that you can go with this. You have to be honest with yourself. Do you want to take on the learning curve? Do you want to take on the skill and the knowledge and the education and stuff that it's going to take to actually do your website? Because there's one thing about websites, and there's one thing about making a website, and there's another thing about making a good website and one that looks good. Professionalism, of course, in any business is important, and you need to think about that. I'm not saying some people they pick this stuff right up, but I tell you, it's been a hobby of mine for a really long time, and it's still something that I struggle with a little bit. Though I'm more interested in the SEO and the internet marketing more than I am the website development. But really, for those that just say, hey, I don't even want to mess with this, something I'm not even looking to do, or you got to think about it. It's something. Do you want to take the time away from your business to be able to do this? If you can, if you want to, that's great. That's the way I did it. I learned all this stuff from scratch. But if you don't, here's some options that you have here. So what I would do is, if you want to try to pay somebody, you can go to some of those professional businesses in town, or online and stuff like that, and you'll probably get a great service. You'll probably get a great product out of it. Just in terms of economics, every business, especially the small business owner, is always looking out for their bottom dollar. So if they can get a good product for a good price, that's what we're looking for. So some recommendations I would have is maybe start out with just Craigslist. There's lots of them. Maybe look on the gigs or some of the services offered or something like that. Some of those away from the actual jobs and other listings like that. And the reason why is because a lot of bigger cities you have to pay for those. So a lot of people are getting around it and they're going for gigs, which is a good one, or different services offered. Also, what you can do is you can try to outsource it. You can use a company like Elance or Odesk or other outsourcing. There's all kinds of them that you can find, people that will work for an hour or they'll work for a project. Most of them are out of the country and things like that, but for the most part, they do a good job, and you can get it for a good product. And this is going to be one of my favorite ones. I'm going to talk about this a lot just because I use it so much, and it's just, you get a lot done with it if you're smart about it, and it's Fiverr.com. And the idea of this is they got people on there that sell services, and they start at $5. And you can get all kinds of things, and really it's crazy the things that you can get on here at a good value too. I've got I've got product labels off of here. I've got business cards off of here, logos. I'm going to show you a little bit of, throughout this video series how I use Fiverr and how well it works. I'm actually, like I say, I'm going to go step by step through this, show you how to do it. And obviously there's going to be people that are going to be able to do a lot better than I am. I'm just showing you just to show you that you can do it on this, and that you can do it by yourself. But we're always looking to get better. So websites, SEO, all that stuff. get started, get out there and get doing it, and work your way up. If you're on a budget or whatever, and then work your way up to make it as professional as possible. So you want to make it on your own. I was kind of like this. There wasn't a lot of services, 5-10 years ago, to where you could easily make websites. So there's a lot of options that you can do. So I say you're going to be warned, and the reason I say that is because it is an investment. If you want to learn how to do this, I'll show you some pretty easy ways to do it, but still, you got to get your hands dirty, and you got to get in there, and you got to learn how to do it. So, kind of like I've explained a little bit, what I want to do is do this step by step, and I want to show you exactly how I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to introduce a new website that I'm going to go ahead and do here now throughout this video series. You can follow it all the way through, and I'll show you how things are done. So what I want to introduce you to is cowboypainters.com. Haven't purchased it yet, so hopefully no one takes it, because I haven't bought it yet. But that's the plan. What's first? Let's get a domain. So we better hurry up now that I declared that. Getting a domain. So the easiest thing to do is, if you already have hosting with somebody, if you already got domain hosting, all that stuff, you're already working with somebody, it's a little bit easier to do that because you already got the hosting set up. If you want to do different hosting, different domain name purchasers, whatever, however you want to do it, it's real easy. Show you how to do it. Normally, once I get a good hosting company, and we'll talk about hosting a little bit later, but once I get a good hosting company, I'll just buy the domains from them, even if it's a couple bucks more, just because I know what I'm getting, and it already sets it up, and it's just the $2 that I'll have to spend to set up the servers and stuff like that. But it's not bad. We'll show you how to do that too. So pretty much, and I'm going to show a lot of websites. I'm going to show a lot of tools and things like that. And, obviously, I'm not making money off of these guys or anything like that. That's not why I'm putting them on my website. I'm putting them on my website is because this is what I use. These are the people that I trust, the businesses that I've spent money with, and these are ones that I say, hey, look, at least I've tried this. Take a look at what I've done and go the route that you think. So, two that are really good is Namecheap, which is pretty much known with all internet marketers, really. It's probably one of the most well-known. And the reason for it is, normally they have coupons online, which is kind of cool. You can, most domains are about the same price, but you can search online. You can get a couple bucks off on a coupon, and then usually they'll offer free Whois privacy, which is gonna block your name and all this other stuff that so people can't look you up, have your phone number, your address, all that stuff that which is kind of free information for your domain. But if you can get that free, it's pretty good. And then GoDaddy's just good overall. It all depends on what you know and how you work with things. I didn't like GoDaddy the best, but it's got a lot of tools. It's got more than enough tools. If I probably would have played with a little bit more with some of the other things I do now, it probably would have been pretty good. But it's easy, it's cheap, and they got good service. So really, between getting domains, I think those two are some of the best. And with GoDaddy too, you can always get coupons and deals and stuff like that. So how to register a domain. Kind of what you're looking for is you're looking for your business name with geographical target. So kind of this is obviously for painting contractors, whatever it is, if it's industrial, if it's residential painters, if it's commercial painters, whatever it is. But still, you kind of want to have the same idea. It's a good idea. Keep your business name into it. You just don't want to get too crazy with this. Tulsa Painters, Pike County Painting, Cobb Painting, Pittsfield. Kind of putting those geographical texts in there, but keep your company name and brand it. If you want to get serious with this stuff, you need to have your website set up and you want to brand it. So like for contractors, it really is easy to SEO your URL, because not saying that you're going to get crazy results with it, but it's just good to have a URL that's fairly SEO'd. And also, you can have different URLs that are maybe ambiguous or, no meaning or anything to the word. Like Google doesn't. Google's, I guess it's a number. Googleplex, I guess that stands for that. So I guess that was a bad example, but just names like that, Yahoo, different things like that, that just different names. You could do it like that, but with a contractor, why would you just do something like Pike County Painting, Cobb Painting, Pittsfield, something like that with your geographical. But also the thing is we want customers to be able to remember your URL. So you don't want one of those crazy URLs with dashes and .nets and what all this other stuff. I'm not saying .nets are bad. I'm just saying overall you just want it to be something memorable that they'll type in. Pike County Painting. If you live in Pike County, Illinois, and you see a sign Pike County Painting, you're going to remember it. So just be smart about it. It's not a huge thing, but it's something to think about. Again, hosting services. So again, it is easiest to get hosting and domain in the same vendor. That's usually what I do. Lots of choices, so you pay for customer service. And that's really the most important part is with hosting is different than a domain. Domain, you can buy a domain anywhere, and it is what it is. You just pay the fee and then they send it to you. You may pay a little extra for the whois just so make sure that your privacy information is hidden. But with hosting is a whole different deal, is because that's where your website is going to sit. That's where you're going to be doing the majority of everything that you're going to be doing. So sometimes it's not always the cheapest. What you want, obviously, we're looking for the best product at the best price, really. But there's a couple of hosting companies that I've used before, and one that I'm using right now. And the reason that I recommend these is because they have fantastic customer service. I don't know if they're the cheapest or not. I didn't even shop this when I was writing all these in here, but these are ones that I personally have been with and have fantastic customer service. And I go so far as when I discuss customer service is with these three companies, not only do they do well and have my favorite thing is that they have the little thing that the little button you can push on their website, and it pops up and the screen pops up, and then there's a help person right there and you can start typing to them immediately. I think that's service. Or a call center, but I think it's better just be able to right there while I'm at the computer type in there and talk about my problem and have a real person doing that. And it's huge. And going even further is these companies these are the companies that I've kind of grown up with, really, in learning how to do this stuff. And they're really good about knowing coding and HTML and all these other things that, like, if you're learning, you can't get a page to go a certain place, or you can't get your URL to change or something like that. These guys and gals, you can go on there, you type on there, tell them your problem, say, hey, I can't get this connected, and they'll pretty much do it for you. So it's fantastic customer service, and if you're doing this yourself, you want to pay for this. You want to have good customer service, and not just having the customer service doing things for you constantly like that to just make your business easier, but also you want upload time. You want to make sure that they're just quality, reputable, and powerful hosting companies. So these are all top notch, really. HostGator, Bluehost, and then the one I'm using right now is DreamHost. But they're all fantastic. So what we're going to get into here, what we want to look at, let's go ahead, and I'm kind of doing this ad hoc here, but let's just go to Namecheap.com. And before I go any further in the slides here, let's just go ahead and let's just get started on this. Let's get done on these doggone slides. This is boring. So my domain name, hopefully it's still available here, is cowboypainters.com. And they got that for me there. So let's check it out here. And what I'm going to do here, so like I said, I do use DreamHost. That is the host I use right now. Be quite honest with you, I just got a good deal on it on lifehacker.com. I don't look at that a whole lot anymore, but it used to be. It's just a great blog, and it's a good one to just keep up on and stuff like that. But they've always have deals on there. So Cowboy Painters is available. Let's just go ahead and get that, and yeah. So pretty much all of them are available. You got your .nets and your .biz and things like that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and buy this, and I've already got hosting, but for those that don't have hosting, go ahead and get your hosting as well. So what I want everyone to do right now is I want them to buy their domain and make sure that that you're using some of the tips on there. Now don't get too stuck on this, like if you're spending more than 5 minutes and you're spending way more time than on it, get a geographical area. You can or you can't. You don't have to. If it's Perel Painting or something like that, maybe you can get that URL. So don't spend a whole lot of time on it. Get your URL, get your hosting, and I do suggest you find a good hosting company and maybe just get the URL through there and just buy a hosting for the year. You might as well. It's the best price for it usually. And your domain for a year, really, is a way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then, okay, now we're back. So I was able to get the cowboypainters.com URL. So at this point now, what we need to do, looking at the notes here, we need to point your domain to your host. So there's 3 things to do that. So now I'll make an example here is if you did not get your domain from the same host. So if you got the same host that you've been using or that you got and you got it all on the same one, you don't have to worry about this at all. So completely skip this. But if you did it for 2 different companies for whatever reason, then listen up. So first what we're going to do is add the new domain to the host, and we're going to add the servers on the domain site, and pretty much then after that you just wait. You just wait for Google to pop it up, obviously for the servers to pop it up, so pretty much set this stuff up and then just get away from it for about a day or so. So come back the next day and see what you can come up with. So how to do this, what we want to do is, so we're wanting to actually point the domain to the servers. So the servers is your host. So the host I have, like I said, it's DreamHost. So just to make it easier, for example here, I bought something off Namecheap.com. So what we want to do first is we want to add the domain. And the way that you can find that is on Manage Domains. And then you want to add domain. So this is the cPanel for DreamHost. A lot of them are kind of similar. but just manage domains, and then you want to add a domain. So I already did this, but just so you know what we're doing here. So domain to host, we're going to cowboypainters.com. And what you want to do is, there can be different theories on it, but just go ahead and make it to where one directs to the other, just leaving how they have it, and have it the www and non-www directed the same. All this other stuff I really wouldn't mess with. Just look through it. Obviously all this stuff is different for all of them, but just look at the things. If you don't know what anything is, and just skip it all, and at some point we'll get to it, and you can always go back to it. So Google Analytics, obviously you want to fully host the domain with Google Analytics. You can do it this way if it doesn't make it this easy for you on your hosting. I'll show you how to put Google Analytics on there, because everyone needs to have that on there if we're going to be checking where customers are going, whatever like that. So just for this basic stuff, we don't even need to mess with stuff. So if you want to skip everything, you can do your domain name service only. Like I say, we'll just hit that up there on the Google Analytics. It'll do it for us. So other than that, you just want to really accept there. The important information you want to look here, and this is going to be what's on step 2, is your domain, your servers essentially is what it's going to be here. So what it's saying here is that these are the domains servers that they're going to use. So that's what you have to add on to your domain site. So just keep that, or copy or paste it, whatever it is. What I like to do is just keep it open. And then what you can look at is, so I did it on Namecheap. Doesn't matter where you did it at. It's pretty much all the same. On this one, it makes it real easy. Look for the same thing, whatever you're using. Transfer DNS, which is domain name server, to web host. So what I'm going to do is hit that, and I'm going to modify the domain cowboypainters.com. And pretty much what I'm doing, so just to break it down before I go into any further here. So a domain is a domain. You just purchase the domain and you can buy it from anybody. But then hosting is a whole nother thing. Hosting is where your website actually is. So you can have this domain. This domain is just, I don't know, essentially a piece of cloud real estate. But really, looking at the whole thing, you can just add it on this page right here. So what you want to do is you want to take the same information from the DNS that we looked at on this website here. So, and pretty much what you can do is you can take it, and on this one, it's going to be a little goofy here. It's not going to let us just copy and paste the whole thing there, but you're just going to add that on there. And we're going to do it, but we have to fix it. No big deal. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, when we're going to go ahead and do it right now. I haven't done this yet here, so hopefully no private information pops up. Just joking. Okay. Well, it's got some of my stuff on there, so pretty much then that is moved over to our DreamHost account. The DreamHost account is, we'll go back and we'll check it, and it's on there with it's going to be on there. We'll add that, and then we'll fully host it, which I should have done earlier, but we're going to leave that as it is and wait for it to pop up. Okay. Well, sorry for some of the hesitation here. This is trying to make it all happen on this one computer on just a couple hits here, but that's how it is. This stuff isn't as easy as it seems, and I don't want to make it appear that it is. So it is what it is, but let's move on. Let's get to it. So what we just did there, obviously, we pointed the domain to our host here. And I hope you all did that. So you picked your name, you picked the hosting, and then hopefully you got it set up. So building your website, this is what is the challenge right here. You guys did a lot, and it feels like it should feel good at this point. You're already set up there. You're on the website. But to make it, so pretty much pure HTML or programming, I wouldn't recommend this for the beginner. And honestly, I'd say just leave this up to the pros. Pretty much if you are into it, or if you don't want to spend 40 hours a week learning how to do it, then just don't even mess with it. Another option that's easy, which sets it up for you a little bit better, is templates. They range from $100, free to $100. I've used all kinds of them. Obviously, sometimes if you pay for them, you get a little more professional one, but there's just so many out there. If you can find it and it works for you, then do it. Makes difference. Don't go overboard. Don't go graphics and animation, especially, we're talking construction companies here, where you don't want to be flashy with it or anything like that. That's not what it's about. Or maybe, I don't know, if you got it going and that's kind of your thing, then do it. You definitely got to use your marketing to your advantage, but usually simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So the other thing you can do, so templates are just go back there, templates are pretty good, but it's good to know just a little bit of HTML, and then learning how to use like file programs like FileZilla is one that I used to use, or you can just do it off of your cPanel, off of your host. So, but either way, I'd like to talk about things that are a little bit easier. So you can do website builder. One of them that's pretty good is GoDaddy. GoDaddy kind of sets it up to where you're doing the website builder and the monthly or yearly hosting, whatever, and it's pretty cheap. Or you can go other hosts. You're kind of limited what you do on your website builder, obviously. So it is what it is. If you can make it work, that's good. But professionalism is key. So just shoot for that. And the other one is going to be WordPress, which I'm a huge fan on. Be honest, it's just the way that they've been able to adapt to the different pages that are needed for different businesses. It makes it really easy, and it's just crazy that years ago I used to have to pop up these crazy programs and just to pull up a file that would have the information on all text style on what I had on a website, and then it would have within code, I would have to take out words and then put other words in there, and then I'd have to refresh and see that the changes that it made. It's come a long way, and that's not even the farthest that you could have gone. And I think WordPress is about the best that you can get right now. Biggest thing is just find what works for you. Trying to find WordPress to me is, if you're going to do it yourself, go WordPress, just because it's almost copy and paste type stuff, and it's all about finding the template that works for you. So a little bit more about WordPress. Like I say, great choice for anybody that's a web professional. A web professional could really do it out, and then it's learnable from a novice standpoint. Like I say, the templates can be fill in the blank easy. A lot of things are one-click operation, like from the host. In particular with DreamHost. I guess I can't do it right now here. So with DreamHost, you could actually go down here and like I say, I'm sorry that I'm a little spotty here, but I want to show you this stuff. I want to just get down and dirty on this stuff and show you what this stuff is all about here. So one-click installs, you can actually one-click install. This is straight from the host here. I'll come back a little bit. WordPress. So WordPress automatically gets installed to that. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can do this here. So I'm going to select a domain. And it's going to be for Cowboy Painters. Let's just do it for the main guy there. Install me now. This is how easy this is. We're going to do it now. So it's installed. So to go back, so where to find templates, that's the biggest thing. Is ThemeForest is one of the biggest ones. It's one of those things, sometimes you get what you pay for sometimes with this stuff, but you can find all kinds of free stuff, and that's what I want to offer, is a lot of free stuff you can just do for free. You just got to search for it. You know, if you want certain templates or things like that, you just got to search for it. Got problems, make a comment in the comment section, ask some questions. Let's get some people in here and let's figure this out. So install WordPress on a server, which I just did. Upload template or use one available. Pretty much what I'm going to do is, I could go search a lot, and it does take a lot of time because you want to find out what really works for you. You don't want to go crazy. Like I said, just simple. We're talking, these are construction websites, and simplicity is it. You know, it's not flashy or anything like that. It's going to be you know, just respectful. You know, just very respectful. You want to have, you want to be like an authority, really, in your field, and that's the way that you want your website to kind of come to. Unless you can do the flashy stuff, you know, if you're honest with it and you can do it, it's cool. So, so pretty much what we're going to do is we need to get that template up there. I'm pretty much just going to do the template on there. I could search a bunch, but I'm just going to throw one up on there, and I think that's about it right now. So I'll throw that on there, and we'll kind of go to the next steps. What we want to do also is at some point we're going to be making a logo, because you want to be able to brand your name and your logo. We're going to do some on-site SEO. We're going to do some link building. We're going to talk about social media. So stay tuned here. We're going to